ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणानि मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भगवद्वेषिणीम्। यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः। ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः। 47th श्लोक। अथ द्वितीयोऽध्यायः। श्रीभगवानुवाच कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन मा कर्मफलहेतुर्भूः मा ते सङ्गोऽस्त्वकर्मणि योगस्थः कुरु कर्माणि सङ्गं त्यक्त्वा धनञ्जय सिद्ध्यसिद्ध्योः समो भूत्वा समत्वं योग उच्यते दूरेण ह्यवरं कर्म बुद्धियोगात् धनञ्जय बुद्धौ शरणमन्विच्छ कृपणाः फलहेतवः। So Bhagavan Sri Krishna, after giving the teaching on Jnana Yoga, otherwise called Sankhya Yoga, now he is discussing on Karma Yoga. What is the connection between the two? Jnana Yoga is the ultimate means, the final means for freedom. There is no choice available. Jnana Yoga means Jnanam, with the help of Jnana Yoga, is the final means. But for Jnana Yoga to be successful, means Jnana Yoga to give this effective Jnanam, one requires preparation of the mind. And that preparation of the mind is possible by Karma Yoga. Therefore, Karma Yoga also is talked about by the Lord. And in the 47th shloka, Karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana, very popular shloka. In that shloka, the principles behind the attitude of Karma Yoga were talked about. And what is the principle? That as a human being, you have a choice over action. But you do not have complete choice over the result. You can contribute to the result, but you cannot completely determine the result. And since this is the case, so you do not insist for this result, particular result. Let the motivation in your life not become the result of karma for doing action. May your motivation for doing karma from something higher than that. And what is that? This inner growth. So may you have inner growth as the motivation for doing karma and not this material result of karma. Because if you are depending upon material result for doing karma and indirectly you are depending upon the material specific result for your happiness, then you are bound to have lot of frustrations, lot of ups and downs, and your life will be full of anxiety, stress, and you will not be able to be ready for Jnana Yoga. And therefore, Ma Karma Phala Hetur Bhuhu. May you not become the one for whom the material result is the hetu, the motivating factor for karma. May you derive your motivation for doing action in something higher. In life, when we are committed to something higher, something subtler, then these gross achievements do not matter to us. When a scientist, he is very much committed to find out particular truth about certain fact or in certain field, then whether he is appreciated, not appreciated, it will not matter. What matters is whether he is able to get that particular understanding about a particular phenomenon or not. That matters to him. Similarly, Karma Yogi is the one whose motivation for doing action is coming from this inner growth, his commitment to inner growth. And Bhagavan says, may you not have this gross result, material results as this motivation for action. And then in the 48th sloka, and also Bhagavan said there in 47th sloka, may you not have inclination towards inaction. With the idea that anyway I do not decide the result and this action I am doing only for result. If I cannot decide the result, why should I do action? It is something like, that match is already fixed, then what is the point in playing the match? So you think that, see, result I am not deciding, only Bhagavan decide the result, and so why should I do action? So that type of wrong thinking, let it not be there. Bhagavan said, Mate Sangaha Astu Akarmani. May you not have inclination towards inaction. In any case, sometimes people get so much frustrated because of that failure and therefore they stop doing anything. They remain lazy. So Bhagavan says, let that type of attitude not be set in your mind. Success or failure, you just focus on what is to be done. In life, this is we have been repeating because Pujya Swamiji used to say this again and again. Just focus on what is to be done. Many things are not in your hand. Many people are so much worried about things which are out of their control. What should be the government? What this America should, how America should treat China, how America should treat Russia. It is not in your hand. What is in your hand, you focus more on that. In this what is called language of management, they say you find out your area of influence where your action can matter. Focus on that. The whole world has got this what is called pollution problem, environmental Swamiji issue, awareness is not there. People are so much worried about that. That what is called ozone layer is getting depleted, this greenhouse effect and all this is so much worried. Especially when you are exposed to all media, they make you worried and you are so much tensed about it. Instead of that, As Gandhiji said, right, very nicely, instead of complaining about darkness, light up one small candle. So you ask yourself, see, environmental issues are there, all right, but what can I do? At least I don't pollute from my side. If some garbage is there, I don't throw on the ground. See, people, they talk big thing, but the small thing they themselves don't follow. So let it not happen. At least I do not contribute to further pollution. So that is called this prudent approach. Focus on your area of influence. So Bhagavan says, Mate Sangaha Astu Akarmani. And in this 48 shloka, Bhagavan said, Yogasthaha san karmani kuru. May you do action remaining in yoga. And remaining in yoga means what? He himself explained. Sangam tyaktva. Having given up the attachment to the material benefit. When you are starting the action or when you are doing the action, let there not be insistence for particular result. This alone should be the result. I am not going to take any other result. Let there not be such attachment which is expressed in the form of insistence. So let there not be concern, worries, attachment, insistence regarding the result when you are doing action. Focus on action. That time your attention should be only on action. Don't worry about or don't allow your mind to be distracted, sidetracked by the too much thoughts about the result. That is called Sangam Tyaktva. And Bhagavan Bhashyakara Shankaracharya ji, who writes the commentary, even as a karma yogi, when you are following the sadhana of karma yoga, that time karma is to be done for this Ishwararpana. Karma is to be done to worship the Lord. So Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji says, so while following this karma yoga, you need not have that anxiety whether Bhagavan is pleased with me, how much he is pleased, less pleased, more pleased or not at all pleased. No. Like we have got anxiety, when we are serving somebody, we have anxiety. Whether that person is happy with me. Every time they push, Swami, you are okay with me, you are pleased with me. He did not ask. So you keep doing what is right. And without having the anxiety. If you are doing right, it will definitely lead you to inner growth. So let there not be anxiety. Ishvaraha me tushyati iti sangam tyakva. So people have anxiety that whether Bhagavan is happy with me or not. And also they have got their own judgments. That Bhagavan is happy, then what? Whatever I ask, he will give. And when he doesn't give whatever I ask, means Bhagavan is not happy with me. Wrong thinking. See, people have this idea that Bhagavan is happy with me. Why? Because he keeps giving me nowadays. I asked for a car, he gave me car. I asked for computer came. So Bhagavan is happy with me. And after 6 months, what happens? You ask for this new TV, this smart TV or something, didn't give. In fact, whatever TV was, it was stolen. And you ask for the hike, in fact, you could lost the job. So you will feel what? Bhagavan is unhappy with me. It's a childish way of looking at Bhagavan. So that should not be anxiety whether Bhagavan is happy with me or not happy with me. And don't make a judgment. Sometimes, in fact, when you don't get what you want, Bhagavan has some bigger plan, better plan for you. And you think that Bhagavan is unhappy, therefore he is not listening to you. But in fact, Bhagavan seems to be more happy with you, therefore he is taking little more time to give you better things. Yeah, I heard this example, I like it very much. One person goes to some house, standing outside, he says, can you give me some water? And that person is inside person. He said, yes, and is taking longer. So this outside person is thinking that this person must have forgotten. Well, why? How much time it will take to bring water? Then when that person from inside comes, that person has brought juice, fruit juice. So why it took longer? Because she was making fruit juice. So outside person, what he thought? Other person is so miserly, other person is so inconsiderate, insensitive, even glass of water is not giving. Whereas he was preparing fruit juice. Similarly, Bhagwan may be preparing fruit juice. When you only ask for water, he is preparing fruit juice for you. Don't conclude wrongly about Bhagwan, poor Bhagwan. See, we have problem, we go to Bhagwan to complain. Where Bhagwan will go? He cannot say, oh, my devotees are like this. However much I do, they are never happy. I am just thinking how Bhagwan will complain. Anyway, so that Sangha also is not there. That let Bhagwan be pleased, let Bhagwan give me darshanam immediately. No such thing. I do what is to be done. So no insistence for particular result, even the result of Bhagwan being very pleased with me. And Siddhya Siddhyoho Samaha Bhutva. This is the explanation of Yogastha Kuru. Means remaining Samaha, balanced mind. Remaining of balanced mind, remaining with balanced mind with regard to what? Siddhya Siddhyoho, with regard to success and failure, non-success. In life, every time you cannot get what you call success. Nobody has got success all the time. There will be always some failure. Even though person got 90% in his exam, but he may consider failure. Why? Because he had expected 95. So he will say, my effort has gone waste because he wanted 95. So there cannot be success all the time. So Bhagavan says, Karma Yogi is the one who is Samaha with reference to success, with reference to not success, generally called failure. In both the situations, Samaha. How? Prasada Buddhi. The attitude is whatever is there is prasada. In fact, best way is not to judge any outcome as a failure. Don't judge as a failure. You can say the result is different from what I had thought. That's all. You cannot call it failure. Suppose somebody gets 35%. Is it a success or failure? It depends upon the expectation of the person. If person had expected that I will fail at 35%, he passed, he is success. In fact, generally we get sweet after exam result, not from the high class people, only from those people, 35% people only will give brick seat. Why? Because that fellow did not expect. These 80-85 people are always dissatisfied. No, I should have got 90 only. So there is no, really speaking, any result is not a failure. Failure is a judgment about the event. Failure is a judgment about the situation. You are calling it failure. Really speaking, there is no failure. It is a different result. Like one scientist said, that any time when experiment does not give me the result which was thought of, I don't call it failure. In fact, for me it is one more piece of information. What? That this is not the way to do the experiment. This particular way of experiment doesn't lead to desired result. That's what. So it is one more piece of information. I don't call it failure. So remaining the same by the attitude of prasada, it has come from the Lord, therefore I accept it gracefully, objectively. So remaining the same mentally in terms of my response during success and failure, that is yoga. And that's what Bhagavan says, samatvam yoga uchyate. Remaining the same is called yoga. And how you can remain the same? With your proper attitude towards action, proper attitude towards the result. When your attitude towards the action is, my every action is a worship to the Lord, then whatever action, if I have to sweep the floor, that also is puja. If I have to offer the mala to Bhagavan, that also is puja. Whatever is the action, it is a way to worship the Lord. So, this person doesn't have any frustration of not getting special duty. Some people want to have special duty. When any function is there, they want to know what duty? Garlanding the chief guest. That they want. But if we ask them, you clean the floor? No. How can I do that? But garlanding, yes. Garlanding the chief guest, sitting and giving vote of thanks. That's only I will do it. Welcome speech. I will do it. Some people are fond of that. Some people, that also they are afraid. But some people like, when they come in limelight, they like it. Their picture should come in the newsletter or something, the photographs are there in the front. So, some people are very particular about some duties. Even in Gurukulam this happens, that many students say, I would like to do the personal seva of Guruji. If we tell them that you please clean this veranda or clean this Gurukulam premises, no, I should do something which is directly connected to Swamiji. And people will think that if I do this direct, contribution to the temple, then I directly put money to Bhagavan, then only Bhagavan will receive. If you say that no, we require something for cleaning the temple or reviving the temple or reviving the surrounding, that they may not be interested. But one vastram is to be given to Bhagavan, that I will give. One ornament is to be given, yes, I will give. But if we say that one building is required for the visitors to stay there for some time, that we will not do. So our mind has got a division. There is no such thing. Whatever action, whatever way I can contribute, I contribute. Bhagavan has given me the ability to contribute, I contribute. So that is the attitude while doing the action. What is the attitude while receiving the result? Whatever be the result, coming from my beloved Lord, Ishvara. And therefore, it is wonderful. It is something like you love someone, and that person is not very rich, and he sends you some small flower or something, but it has come from your beloved, That matters. What has come is not very important. It has come from him or her. That is something big. So similarly, this result has come from my beloved Ishvara. Therefore is prasada, and therefore samatvam. And the sameness of the mind with proper attitude is called yoga. So karma yoga doesn't mean anything else. Karma yoga means doing the action with the balanced mind because of proper attitude. That samatvam yoga uchyate. And Bhagavan in the 49th sloka, he compared this karma yogi with non-karma yogi. And here he compares between the karma yoga and buddhi yoga. Karma yoga and karma. Karma here has got specific meaning. Karma generally means action, but here karma means action with materialistic motive. Means karma only for material gain, more money, more recognition, more bhoga. That alone is the goal of karma. That alone is the goal of life. With that attitude, karma is done. That is called here karma. And buddhi yoga means karma yoga. Why karma yoga is called buddhi yoga? Because buddhi, attitude is the main thing in karma yoga. Mere action doesn't mean karma yoga. Action with proper attitude is Karma Yoga. Therefore, Karma Yoga is for Buddhi Yoga. And Bhagavan says, mere karma, karma done with material motive, is very inferior compared to Karma Yoga. Why? Because in Karma Yoga, person is relaxed before action, during action, and after action. Before action he is relaxed, not confused, because he is very clear that whatever be the duty, it will be helping me to grow. Whereas the person who has got material motive, he has so many confusions. This will give me more money, that will give me more money, that will give me more recognition, that will give me more power. Which party to go? This party, now it is ruling, but next election is not going to come, so if I join, I will not win. When material gain is there, your mind is confused about the course of action. So before action, confusion is there. Where? When person is doing karma with this material motive. In Karma Yoga, clarity is there. Bhagavan has told earlier, Vyavasayatmika buddhi eka iha kuru nandana bahushakha hyanantascha buddhayo vyavasayina. When you have got this Karma Yoga with the moksha at the end of life, goal of life, then you have got clarity. And the person who has got material gain, he will be confused. So before action, karmi is the person with only karma, he is confused, whereas Karma Yogi is clear. During action, if person is only karmi, means only for material gain he is doing, then he is anxious. What will be the result? I am doing, but what will be the result? Whereas Karma Yogi is very relaxed doing the karma. Why? Whatever be the result, my inner growth is guaranteed. And therefore, during karma, he is relaxed. After karma is over, the result comes, the karmi will have different reaction, either elated or depressed. And elation also is not good, because more you go high, more you have to fall down. You know, they say that if you laugh too much, then it will be followed by crying. I think in Tamil also saying is there, in Gujarati also it is there. If you laugh too much, it will end up in crying. So if you go too high, then what? Next moment it will be the falling down. And therefore, neither elation nor depression. That is the right frame of mind. Sometimes it happens that people get so much, they attached to this cricket match, and India is about to lose and wins. Then one person got heart attack, he died. So that type of thing. Why? Because you are too much attached to the result. Karma Yogi will definitely enjoy the victory of this country. Belonging to this country has some connection. But he will not be like that. He will have objectivity to appreciate the efforts of other team as well. Yeah, they tried very hard, But in the last ball change the game. Happens. Sometimes it happens with India, sometimes it happens with Pakistan. It happens. So that is the approach of Karma Yogi. Whereas this Karmi will be always, like a pendulum, either too high or too depressed. And that is not. Therefore, karma is very inferior compared to Karma Yoga. And also Karmi will be remaining in samsara, whereas Karma Yogi will be free from samsara ultimately. And therefore Bhagavan says, Buddhau Sharana Manvicha. May you resort to this Buddhau. Buddhau refers to your Karma Yoga. May you resort to Karma Yoga. Why? Krupanaha Palahetavaha. The people who are attached to the result means karmi. The people for whom the material result alone is the motivating factor, they are Krupanaha. Very unfortunate. Why unfortunate? Because they remain in samsara. Even when they are alive, they have stressful life, and When they die, they continue to remain in the cycle of birth and death. And therefore they are kripanaha, wretched, unfortunate people. So when we say like this, no, some people get angry also. This is Swamiji, I am not karma yogi, so does it mean I am kripanaha, unfortunate, wretched, all these, abusive words we are using? Here it is not to put anybody down. The purpose is not to put anybody down. But purpose is to glorify this karma yoga, and purpose of glorification of karma yoga is to motivate the person for karma yoga. Like, sometimes parents will say, hey, if you don't study, you have to beg. You will become a beggar. Or you have to become a sweeper, or you have to become this. Does it mean that parents want their children to be like this? It is just a way of motivating. It is not that parents wish them to be like that. So similarly, Bhagavan wants to motivate Arjuna for karma yoga, and therefore he says, if you do not follow karma yoga, your life will not be so much meaningful. Your life will not serve the purpose for which it is meant, and therefore kripanaha phala hetavaha. And now in the next sloka, Bhagavan talks about the result of karma yoga, the final result of karma yoga. Buddhi yukto jahatiha, ubhe sukruta dushkrute, tasmad yogaya yujyasva, yoga karmasu kaushalam. So Bhagavan says here, buddhi yuktaha sukruta dushkrute jahati. A person who is endowed with karma yoga, that person jahati, gives up sukruta dushkrute, punya and papa. What is the meaning of that? It can be seen in two ways. One is that right now person is doing karma for chitta shuddhi, for the purification of the mind, and therefore it will not lead to punya papa, because his focus, material punya papa, it will lead to only purification of the mind. So the person will be relatively free from punya papa born of action. And the final meaning of this sentence is, this karma yogi will have viveka in his life. Slowly karma yogi's buddhi will be purified. And when your buddhi, mind is purified, you will start seeing things as they are. One sign of purity is discrimination. Because of impurity, you see things differently, colorfully. You don't see things as they are. When your mind becomes pure and pure, more and more pure, then you will be able to see things as they are. And you will have this understanding that I am seeking fulfillment in my life through different objects, wealth, pleasure, relationship, power. But any one of this, has it given me what I am seeking in my life? It is not so. And therefore, let me think what is the real purpose of life and how that real purpose of life can be gained. And therefore that person will have more viveka, more vairagya, and he will have jignasa. He will have the tattva jignasa, this desire for knowing this ultimate reality. And because of that jignasa, he will approach the Guru and he will attain the upadesha from the Guru, and he will attain gnanam. What is the gnanam? Which we have seen from this chapter itself, from the 12th sloka up to the 30th sloka, that I am consciousness, akarta, abhokta, free from any changes. When he attains this knowledge, he becomes free from this punya papa account. And therefore here buddhi yukto jahatiha, Ube sukrita dushkrute means this person, karma yogi, ultimately attains knowledge, and by that knowledge of the self, he becomes free from punya and papa. Thus, karma yoga finally leads to this freedom from bondage. And then Bhagavan says, since karma yoga is leading you to the ultimate goal of life, tasma, therefore, yogaya yujyasva. May you engage yourself for this karma yoga. Means, may you be committed to the sadhana of karma yoga. And Bhagavan glorifies this karma yoga by saying, yoga karmasu kaushalam. This is a very popular statement. And generally it is translated like this. Yoga is dexterity in action. And dexterity means efficiency. And therefore generally people say efficiency in action is karma yoga. Means if you are doing your job very efficiently, then you are karma yogi. And I tell you, in every action efficiency is required. In walking also, to walk properly, not moving here and there, you require efficiency. Everything requires efficiency. Talking you require efficiency. In cooking you require efficiency. Lot of efficiency. It's not easy. Even to make khichdi, ordinary khichdi, you require some efficiency. Otherwise, these remain kacha or maybe burnt. Both, either way. So everything will have this efficiency and non-efficiency. Therefore, just because somebody is cooking well, we cannot say that he is karma yogi. Just because somebody cooks well. Then what is the meaning of this kaushalam? Kaushalam is kushalasya bhavaha kaushalam. The status of being the skillful is called kaushalam in Sanskrit. And what is the idea by the word kaushalam? Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji explains that karma are generally binding in nature. These kruti mahodadau patana karanam phalam shashvatam gati nirodakam. Upadesha Saram, Ramana Maharshi ji says that this karma will keep us in the samsara of karma, karma phala, this samskara, again icha, again karma phala. So you remain in this cycle. What is the cycle? You do action, then you have the result. If the result is desired result, then it will create some samskara. The samskara means impression. And because of that impression, again you will have desire, again you do karma, again you phalam. And so you remain in this cycle. And this result of this action will be creating different reactions. And so therefore you either very up, very little, and most of the time down. So generally karmas are binding in nature. But if you are following this attitude of karma yoga, then this binding karma is converted into liberating karma, freeing karma. Means if you follow the attitude of karma yoga while doing the action, then karma will not bind you. Karma will help you to get moksha. It is something which is causing problem, you convert into very useful thing. Something like waste material, like these water bottles and this pharmaceutical waste and all this. Somebody is making some decor, some furniture, etc. from this pharmaceutical waste. From bottles they make very decorative pieces. Now they make so many things, flower vase and all from that. So that is called skill. What is skill? Converting problematic things into helpful things. Converting poison into medicine. This poison, if it is handled properly, it is mixed with something or treated properly, then it can become a medicine. So that is called skill. Converting problematic situation, problematic setup or problematic factors into helping conducive factors. That is skill. So Karma Yoga, the attitude of Karma Yoga makes the karma liberating karma. They are generally binding, but binding karmas are converted into this liberating, freeing karma because of this Karma Yoga attitude. And therefore Bhagavan says, Yoga Karmasu Kaushalam. Karma Yoga is skillfulness with regard to action, and skillfulness in the sense that yoga is converting this binding karma into freeing karma. And therefore, what is the message? Bhagavan Shankaracharya says, Tasmat Samatva Buddhi Yukto Bhava. Please close the door. Therefore, may you become endowed with this Karma Yoga attitude. And as we have seen, theory of Karma Yoga will not give you benefit. If you keep on listening to Karma Yoga and you write notes, you give PowerPoint presentation, that will not make you free. That will not help you. Karma Yoga will help, Karma Yoga understanding will help only when you implement that understanding. And for that, what is practically, Swamiji, how to do practically? Practically is every day morning you take this particular sankalpa. What? Oh Lord, let my every action be an offering to you. Whatever action comes to me as my duty, it is your revelation. You are unfolding different duties for me. I will welcome it. I welcome all my duty without any reaction. Why I have to do? People say that, why Swamiji, how long I have to do? As long as it is required. And so I will welcome all my duties and I will do them with attitude of offering to you. Let my every action be like a flower to worship you. And throughout the day, whenever you get this opportunity, you say, Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. After doing the action, you say, Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Ishvara Arpanamastu. That initially you verbalize your attitude. Say Ishvara Arpanamastu. After cooking is over, Ishvara Arpanamastu. After this sweeping is over, washing the vessels over, Ishvara Arpanamastu. Initially, you verbalize, if, at least in your mind, Ishvara Arpanamastu. And at the end of the day, you say, Kayena vacha manasendriyerva buddhyatmana va prakrute swabhavat karomi yadyat sakalam parasmai narayanayeti sabarpayami. O Lord, all the actions, whatever I have done, efficiently, inefficiently, rightly, wrongly, whatever I have done, even mistakes I have done. Not that only good action, mistakes, whatever I have done, even I shouted at somebody, that also. All actions, O Lord, I offer to you. All my actions are offered to you. You become free, light. Like, persons after, after this closing the shop, whatever turnover he has, he gives it to someone or he puts it in some place. Become light. He doesn't carry, when he's sleeping, he doesn't carry all coins, currency in his pocket. He puts it somewhere. Similarly, whole day, whatever you have done, mentally you say, I offer it to the Lord. In between you might have missed, every time Krishna Arpanam doesn't happen because you were shouting somebody. So Krishna Arpanam doesn't come. And therefore doesn't matter. Whatever missing, like that generally the shopkeeper will be writing the entry. Oh, this is God, this much is come and this much price. But sometimes forgets to put the entry. So what he does at the end of the day, he writes all, whatever account he was missing, he finishes. Similarly, at the end of the day, you say, oh Lord, whatever I have done, all are offered to you. So this is how we start. And then afterwards you don't have to do it. It is there in your mind. Initially in relationship they have to tell I love you, I love you. Afterward they know each other. Similarly, see the action. No problem. Let him laugh. It's okay. I am happy he laughs. So initially they have to tell. So similarly, initially Bhagavan we have to tell. Arpanamastu, Arpanamastu. Afterwards, it is their attitude is there in the mind. And if it is there, you will see the change in your life. You will see that your anxiety, your reaction to different situation, different people, your getting angry with people, all those things will come down. And therefore Bhagavan says, Samatva Buddhi Yukto Bhava. Now in the next sloka, Bhagavan is saying how Karma Yoga will lead the person to moksha, how it happens, the various stages involved, he talks about. Karmajam buddhi yukta hi phalam tyaktva manishinaha janma bandha vinirmuktaha padam gacchantya namayam. This buddhi yuktaha. Buddhi yukta means karma yoga buddhi yuktaha, samatva buddhi yuktaha, endowed with the attitude, endowed with the attitude of offering action to the Lord and receiving the result as a prasada. So thus such buddhi yuktaha, people who are karma yogi. So buddhi yukta means karma yoginaha. This karma yogi, karmajam phalam tyaktva, having given up the material result born of karma. Means when they do karma, they do not have material consideration. Like when you are doing japa on the bank of Ganges, your consideration is Bhagavan only. As I think in one of the classes I said, you do not want, when I am doing japa, somebody should photograph and that will come in the newsletter or some magazine, it will come. I hope that is not your motivation. You do japa because you feel like you express your gratitude to Bhagavan or chitta shuddhi or Ishvara priti, whatever. So karmajam phalam tyaktva means he has given up the consideration of material benefit for doing action. Every action is only for Ishvara priti, and Ishvara priti means moksha prapti, chitta shuddhi. So I do not have any other consideration. Let my every action contribute to my inner growth, necessary for jnanam. So that is called karmajam phalam tyaktva. Means following the lifestyle of karma yoga with reference to doing karma and with reference to this receiving the result. And because of this lifestyle of karma yoga, what will happen finally? Manishinaha bhavanti. This karma yogi will have the purity of the mind, and because of purity of the mind, he or she will have the desire for knowing the self, and also he will have the grace of Ishvara. Therefore he or she will get the right guru also, and immediately he will get, and he or she will get the opportunity, conducive setup for study of Shastra. And this karma yoga will lead to jnana yoga. Jnana yoga means what? The pursuit of knowledge, consisting of shravana, manana, nididhyasana. The listening to the teacher, listening to the scripture from the teacher, the deliberation upon the teaching, and contemplation. These all three put together are called jnana yoga. So karma yoga will lead to jnana yoga, and jnana yoga will lead to jnanam. That is said here manishinaha. Manishinaha means wise people. They become wise people. And wise people means what? They have wisdom about themselves being free from any action, free from any result of action. And janma bandha vinirmuktaha. They are free from the bondage of birth and death. Means they become free from the notion that I am born, free from the notion that I am going to die. These are the major event in life. I was born on that particular day, and so now I am 60, I am 65, I am 70, and we so particular about remembering birth date, the nakshatra birthday, and the date-wise birthday. This is the English calendar birthday. This is so many, birthday celebration, and so particular, especially spouse they have. But nowadays things are easy. Earlier days, husband doesn't remember birthday of wife, so she is very angry about it. So people feel very angry. Nowadays they put reminder. So reminder, and so they remind, you will be reminded. But person becomes free when this wisdom comes. I am consciousness. Then I am born. That idea is gone. I am born is not more there. I was never born. This body was born. I was there. I continue to be. So Janma Bandha Vidirmuktaha. And Marana Bhaya, that I will die. And in between also, old age will come. People are very much afraid of old age. That is why nowadays people don't like to be told that you will have long life. See, generally we say, no, we are talking about the person and he comes. So we say, you will have long life. The people say, no, Swamiji, I don't want long life. In olden days, we say Shatayur Bhava. That was a considered blessing. Now we have to ask, how many years should I bless? We have to ask. 65. One doctor lady, she told me, Swamiji, this nowadays, if a person is a doctor, then up to 70 or 75 something, she told. That is okay. If person is not a doctor, then 5 years less. So 5 years less if he is non-doctor, and 70, 75 for this doctor. This much is enough. But if you are having this wisdom, what will be your attitude? I am ready to leave this body today. I am ready to continue with this body for 100 years. No problem. But no, Swami. People have this one other thing. I just will repeat because most of the people have this. Swamiji, I don't want to be dependent on others. I think many of you must be having, no? I don't want to be dependent on others. Yes, so you don't want to be dependent, so keep your body healthy. Go for a walk, do exercise. All these things you do. But in spite of that, if it happens, then it is the prarabdha of your body and prarabdha of those people who have to take care of your body. They also have their prarabdha. And it will bless them perhaps. No, Swamiji, they don't want to serve me. If they don't want to serve me, but they have to serve you, it means that some papam is exhausted. If something you don't want and still you have to do it, that means some karma is exhausted. So Bhagavan wants you to be the instrument for that. Why do you resist Bhagavan's wish? Yes, this body will remain. Some people have to serve. Yeah, from my side, I give minimum trouble to others. Some people, some old people have this habit. Every now and they will ask, you bring water, you bring this. Hey, what time you can say all the three? But no, they will make the people run around. That is a wrong thing. Sometimes because of their inferiority complex, they think that nobody wants to do anything for me. And to prove that, they will do like this. And the other people will say, yeah, why didn't you ask, all the three things in one go? So see, nobody wants to solve me. But you see your contribution. Why they are reacting? You also might have contribution. Anyway, so dependence also, if it happens. Why you are so insistent? Don't have any insistence for long life, not having fear of long life. Ready to die today. If this body, evening is not there, and not there. Nothing big will happen. You think that world will stop. Oh, that person died, so pralaya happened. It doesn't happen. You tell me, many people died. They used to say, who after Nehru? There used to be a discussion. in these 50s and 60s perhaps. So who after Nehru? After Nehru what? Nothing happened. Nehru died, his daughter died, her son died. Still continues, India continues. So don't think too much about yourself that without me what will happen. Perhaps something better will happen. And therefore, Janma Bandha Vinirmuktaha means being free from the notion that I am born, and the complex is based on that. Free from the notion that I am dying and the fear based on that. So Janma Bandha Vinirmukta means free from any fear, any anxiety regarding old age, etc. is Janma Bandha Vinirmukta. So wisdom gives you freedom. Both are dumb. So whether wisdom gives you freedom. Alright. And so this is Jivan Mukti. While being alive itself, person is free. And Anamayam Padam Gachanti. Anamayam means problem free. Amaya means disease, problem. Anamaya means free from problems. Means Sarvopadrava Rahitam. Brahma. Padam is abode. That person attains the abode which is free from all problems. Otherwise called Videha Muktim Prapnoti. He attains the freedom characterized by the absence of the cycle of birth and death. Means this person will not be born again. It is not that he is afraid of being born, but because of his setup, he has become free from the doership. So Punya Papa is not there. He doesn't have this sense of incompleteness, therefore some desire is not there. And therefore there is no basis for next birth. Therefore what? His passport is burnt. For travel, no? Janma Marana travel, passport is burnt. And therefore what? Anamayam Padam means Brahma Padam Moksham Videha Mukti Apnoti. So this Karma Yoga will lead to Jnana Yoga. Jnana Yoga will lead to Jnanam. Jnanam will lead to Jivan Mukti and Videha Mukti. That is the message in this shloka. And thereby Bhagavan glorified this Karma Yoga. More we'll see in the next class. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Guru